Mr. Martin Fidden, Chief Executive Officer, Asia Pacific, excluding Greater China, from Savills, to have a fireside chat with Manav. And this is going to be a conversation about the news everyone heard just yesterday.
Sorry, this slight change in program. We had a moderator, but there was an emergency, so Martin and I, who were to be interviewed, are going to do a little chit-chat.
A little fireside chat, yeah. I mean, this stage has been full of absolute legends today. I hope some of that status rubs off on me here somehow.
So, Martin, when you started looking at us, why Hotelivate? Let's get that out of the way.
Well, look, I mean, Hotelivate, we've crossed paths for several years now, and we've always admired the deep sector expertise that you have. And, you know, there really is a high barrier to entry to this sector. And look, I guess at the end of the day too, it was all about the chemistry. And, you know, our growth plans were aligned. So it all made for a good marriage.
And why is Savills, I have to get used to saying, you know, Hotelivate-Savills, but why is Savills suddenly so interested in the hospitality space?
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously it is one of the fastest growing sectors in the region. It's a very capital active sector, and it is, you know, it's a natural add-on to a lot of the services that we already provide. So, you know, we have very successful transaction teams around the region. In fact, we've brokered some of the largest hotels over the past sort of 12 or 18 months. And look, whether it's on the consulting side, if it's evaluation, if it is feasibility, project management, construction management, asset management, all of those services relate to operational real estate. So together with Hotelivate, we can offer a much more comprehensive service to the sector.
Right. Do you have a question for me?
Why Savills?
Why Savills? No, I like the Brits. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think what this relationship allows us to do is to grow. You know, for us, I was heading HVS for 22 years in the region, went and tried and did something on our own. We grew tremendously, but I think the world is changing. Indian travelers are traveling like none before. Indian capital is going out of India to other markets, and this is a great way for us to grow faster. And I think one of the main reasons was when we first met, and I met some of the other people at Savills, it was the cultural fitment that came handy. And of course, your promise to allow me to be, you know, do my uncensored act in a way, be the king or not be the king. So I think those are the things that kind of drew me to Savills.
Yeah, and look, we make a habit of not meddling with the businesses that we acquire. So, you know, as a PLC, you know, of course there is some governance, but we like to find the people that we trust. We give them the right tools, and we're here for support. And, you know, we want to see Hotelivate leverage our network to go to that next phase of growth.
Can you tell the audience here about Savills in general at the global level and your recent acquisition in the US, actually?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Savills is a top 5 full-service IPC listed on the London Stock Exchange. Look, we have 700 offices, about 42,000 staff globally. Group revenue last year was around £2.5 billion. The company is 170 years old, so, you know, during that time we've seen, well, not me personally, but the company has seen the world on fire on multiple occasions, and I'm pleased to say we've always come out the other end in a stronger position. In Asia Pacific, we have 70 offices, about 28,000 staff. We cover all sectors. APAC revenue is about 700 million sterling, so around 30% of global. And right here in India, we're still relatively young. We started about 7 years ago, but very pleased to say that Anurag and his team have built a phenomenal platform in that time. You know, we're almost 1,000 staff, we're 8 offices, very profitable, and we will absolutely continue to invest here.
Right. I don't know, I don't think we have questions from the audience, but because we weren't prepared for this fireside chat. You know, one thing which I find interesting, because when we look at IPCs, a large chunk of their revenues come from brokerage. I think one thing that stands out for Savills is that for you, a large part of the revenue is not from brokerage, but from strategic advisory.
Yeah.
Can we hear a little bit more about that?
I mean, traditionally, the IPCs are, you know, brokerage-led, but we're broken into sort of the transactions, the advisory or consultancy, and the management. So our less transactional businesses, so consultancy and property management, that makes up about 60% of our revenue globally. So, you know, we have a huge focus on that, and we, you know, that recurrent style of the income helps us smooth out the cyclical ups and downs of the transaction market. So together it forms a much more sustainable business. But we absolutely do want to continue to grow that consultancy side of the business. So, you know, the Hotelivate acquisition certainly fits that strategy.
Right. So I guess, you know, this morning I've been asked by people that, what are you up to, Manav? Are you retiring? And, you know, that was a Sudeep question to me, but, you know, I've been telling people not only am I not retiring, but we're going to work together to grow this platform to a larger, wider market. Tell me a little bit about APAC, because Savills, if I'm correct, has offices that do hospitality. What's your vision for the region?
Yeah, look, we absolutely do. We have transaction teams in all of the key markets that focus on hotels and hospitality. We have advisory teams that do feasibilities, and we have a very large evaluation team that service most of the global portfolios. You know, first and foremost with Hotelivate, you know, India is a key growth market for us. So the investment very much demonstrates our commitment to building out scale and capability on the ground here. But, you know, Hotelivate brings that deep expertise, so it helps support what we're doing in the sector. But at the same time, you know, your exposure to multiple markets, that aligns with our broader expansion strategy for APAC. So together, it's a good marriage. And again, look, you know, we don't intend to meddle with what you do. We really want to provide you with, you know, the correct leverage on our platform so you can grow. And you're absolutely not retiring. So thank you very much, I hope. Well, that's the thing with M&A. It's like a marriage, that there's no prenup.
Look,
and divorces are expensive.
Right. I've never done anything other than consulting, so you've got me here, and, you know, I've been telling my clients that I'm looking forward, you know, to the next 5-10 years that I want to continue working and helping grow the Hotelivate-Savills brand. And I think it's going to be a very exciting ride. And as I wrote on my LinkedIn page, it's just the shifting of the gears. We're now moving into the top gear.
It is, exactly that.
So appreciate it, and thank you so much.
Very well put. Thank you, Manav.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fidden and Manav.